Hi folks, Dnyd part 3. Again, 5 more exercises, starting at the top, working our way down. Probably about 5 minutes worth that you can do at your desk, somewhere nice and quiet. First one we're going to do is a little stretch for our anterior deltoid and also our neck. So I'm going to stand side on for a little bit. I'm going to roll my shoulders back, lift up there, and then look in one direction. So the stretch here across the front of the shoulder, perhaps also the chest muscles too. How high you can lift your arms will simply depend on your flexibility, mobility across there. I do exactly the same on the other side. So it was chest forward, arms up behind, look the other way. This shouldn't be causing you discomfort. If you can keep your arms up from there, get that neck moving a little bit more. Okay, going to move on to a bit of articulation across our shoulder joint now. It's a particular favourite one of mine I do. Hand starting with my palm facing towards my body, arm goes up. As it gets to the top, I'm going to rotate it away and bring it back down. I can feel tension across it, I can't get any further behind me here. That's one of the things that makes me a fairly ineffective swimmer. And it's come down to the side here. I'm going to simply do 5 on one side and 5 on the other. It's really slow. Hand goes up, palm facing towards me, rotate it around at the top and bring it down in that nice loop. None of these should be painful. It's about engaging our muscles and our key joints of our body. Up, across, and back down. If you're doing it at a different speed for me, or simply lose count like I tend to, if it's feeling good, you've got the time, do a couple more. And down. So if I go on the other side as well, again I've got plenty of space around me here. Hand goes up, palm still facing towards me, gets to the top, rotate, comes back round. You may find that you're more mobile in one side than the other. That's probably a side effect of our day-to-day life, injuries, sporting achievements over the years, all these sorts of things. Don't do anything that's uncomfortable. If you feel almost a clunk in your shoulder, rotate to the hand at the top, don't forget. Then perhaps just reduce the range of motion a little bit. It's not uncommon. It probably isn't a significant issue for most people, but do speak to your physios or doctors if you are experiencing a discomfort with that. Last one, hand rotates away and back down. Now I find my lower back gets very tight when I'm sitting around. My neck can from that, but my lower back as well. So we simply look at a hip rotation here. Hands on hips aren't compulsory, but all I'm doing is moving hips one way and then my down for you to go the other. Known as hip rotation, occasionally known to some people around me as stirring the custard. A hip rotation will do quite nicely, thank you very much. Again, it's just getting the muscles and the joints around the hips moving. Same back to the other way. With any of these, if you feel discomfort, don't do it. It's as easy as that. There are other variations, and if it's causing you discomfort, it's probably worth getting it checked as well. Okay, I'm going to do a standing open gait, closed gait. Again, something I quite often use for runners. How high you lift your leg depending on what clothing you're wearing. If you're wearing something restrictive, then here, out, and back is fine. If you lift your leg higher and further, that's also fine. So be mindful of how high you're lifting your leg. So if it's restrictive clothing, that might best be here. Hold on to the desk if you need. And we're literally doing half a dozen of each one. So it's open gait, closed gait, and back. Moving out the way, so I've got room for here. Leg up, open, closed. If you don't have anything to hold on to and you're concerned for balance, think about engaging that core, so tense your core as you're doing these. Some people suggest about putting a finger in your ear, holding your ear, any of these sorts of things, whatever works for you. But for me, engage that core, get that stability, and off we go. Last thing I'm going to do is an ankle rotation. So in this particular case, the ankle joint is quite a mobile joint. So looking down to feet here, in an earlier one we did extension flexion, so here I'm looking at drawing little circles with my toes. Try to make it fairly controlled action and not too juddery. Something to think about. Hopefully there shouldn't be too many cracks and groans, but there may well be the odd one. When I go on one way, I guess go the other as well. Okay, what we do to one side, we do to the other. Apart from range of motion I mentioned earlier on the shoulder one, it's not unlikely that perhaps you have more coordination on one side than the other. So an add-on effect to these is you may find that actually trying to draw that circle here with your less dominant side, don't forget to go the other way, may actually benefit you as well on coordination. Most of us having played sports, but possibly simple things such as going to the supermarket and picking up a bag, taking a dog for a walk, this sort of stuff, can still leave you fairly one side dominant. If you've had an injury, it can emphasise it even more. Top to toe, round 3 done. Get back to work if you can, if you need to, and get yourself some water going as well. Thank you.